My dear student, once again, we are proceeding with our program, How to Solve the National Examination Questions. And today, we are having another new question. That is very interesting question. It was just number 11. Now, the question, it was just stated as a discipline master or mistress in your school has recently reported an increase in disciplinary cases due to students' misbehavior. In 5 points, explain the effect of improper behavior among students. The question, as it was just brought for us, have some few things just to look out. But before you look out those things, you are advised to read again the question. You are advised to read again the question. So let's just go again to the question. The question, as it was just written, a discipline master or mistress in your school has recently reported an increase in disciplinary cases due to the student's misbehavior. Now the question starts here in 5 points. Explain the effects of improper behavior among students. Now, all of us have just known that this is just the case which happens in our school. If not in our school, then in most cases of our schools. That's why the question is there, so that we can just find out what should be done when we find these misbehaviors. So the question have the following key point. We have only just taken one, that is improper behavior. So we have just to know what are these improper behaviors. Now you have just to start by saying what is improper behavior. So we are saying improper behavior, these are unacceptable behavior in the society. So the unaccepted, the behaviors which are not attractive in the society. You can see, another can just say, what kind of a society? Look here. A school as a whole, it is also a society. Now, a school being as a society, it just inculcated with people who include the pupils. So among the pupils, we find that some of them are having improper behaviors, are having unexpected or unacceptable behaviors. So after you have just written the meaning of improper behavior, now what next? Come to start analyzing and explaining your point. Those points shows that, the point is now are what required. For example, for us, point number 1, it was, one of the effects is the poor performance. Is just poor performance. Mind you, we always say, a good behaving student is the one who performs well in her studies. So if you are having improper behavior, it shows that even your performance is just going to be poor. Why? Just because you will not sometime do the work on time given by teachers. But also, you will not accomplish your exercises given. But also, you will be behind of time. And this behavior will lead to poor performance. Apart from that one, we have this one, number 2. A student with improper behavior is likely to have failure to meet personal and family objectives. So the one is having his or her own personal objectives. But yet, the one coming from a certain family, a family is depending on herself or on himself. So because of having improper behavior, he or she is going just to fail to meet her personal and family objectives. Let's just find another example to this particular point. For example, we have the question in our mind, like, whom do you want to become after schooling? One of you may say, I want to become a doctor. So that is your objective. Now, if you misbehave, you are going to fail to meet your personal objectives. Apart from that point, we have got another point. That is failure to accomplish studies. Failure to accomplish studies. It is true and open that if a student is seen to be in improper behavior, he or she is going to fail to accomplish studies due to a number of reasons. For example, if you misbehave, teachers will not accept you to continue disturbing them and continuing passing through that behavior of yours to other students. So you need to be expelled from school. This will result to you to fail to accomplish your studies. Another point is the fall of discipline level of the students. The fall of discipline level of the students. Mind you, that good performance comes together with discipline. So if your discipline is just low, we are expecting that you are going to perform poorly in your studies. So most of the students of which are in this improper behavior, they end up by fall of their discipline. So their discipline level will be going down and down. That is, they will be decreasing day to day. So these students, they will be in a position of not being good in academic performance, as well as which will lead them to be seen as indisciplined students. Last but not least, according to the question, mind you, we are asked to write down 5 what? 5 effects. Now, the last effect, but not least, there are so many. The last one, it is the so-called antisocial disorder. This is just very big. The antisocial disorder. Look here, for example. A misbehaving student or a student with improper behavior is likely to lack the so-called social, or what we call it, coming together with their pupils. He or she is lacking, is not in a position of having socialization. So this one is called the antisocial. So you will just see having the antisocial disorder. Just why? Because the other students knows how this one misbehaves. So they will be in a position of not accepting her to become their friend. Therefore, they will just deny her or him to become their fellow in matters like discussing. But also, the issue of antisocial disorder, you may just find that a student is in this kind of matter which I've just explained. So he or she is not accepted by others. Therefore, he will or she will end up having antisocial disorder. My dear pupils, my dear students, my dear students, this is all about the effect of improper behavior towards two students. Now, what comes after you have just written the 5 points? You have to come out with the conclusion. Now, how are you going to conclude your question? The question can be concluded by finding the second part of the question. For example, here you are just asked to write out the effect of improper behavior. Now, write to conclusion. Write the second part, that is the positive now, the positive effect to a student with proper behavior. For example, a student with proper behavior is likely to perform well in his or her studies, but again is likely to meet her personal and family objectives. There are so many ways that you can just conclude. So, but as I've just said, how do you wind up? How do you end up your essay writing? It is just by writing the positive form or positive behavior to a student. Now, this is the end of ours today by solving the question number 11. Thank you very much for listening.